In front of us, we have 9 games you need to see, 9 computer games, and there's actually also a board game in the final, so that's pretty awesome as well. Before we start the final presentation, I would just like to say it's nice of you to be here, and it's also nice of you who are not here, but you're sitting in the room somewhere in the vicinity and watching this show, so thank you very much for that. What we are actually competing for is this wonderful prize that some Astrid has laser cut. Yeah, it's this thingy-me-jingamy. And don't worry, we have 3 of them, so there's actually 1 for the 3rd place, 1 for the 2nd place, and 1 for number 1. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that's me again. We don't need that. Okay. When I started this presentation 2 days ago, I was actually promising out T-shirts for whomever had the most worn out volunteer T-shirt. And somebody took part in this competition. Yeah. And there's actually one, you can all see them on Twitter with this hashtag, so if you want to see them yourself, you can go there, or you can come up to me and say, Rune, can I look at your phone? And I'll show you all my dirty pictures. And the T-shirt pictures, of course, as well. One of the pictures was a guy who actually had a volunteer T-shirt with a bullet hole in him. He says it's official. So we believe him. Another one actually had like chemical burns around the neck. And I tried to figure out how that happened. And people have suggested different theories, like maybe he got his head chopped off or something like that. But I actually think the bloke dyed his hair. So I'm not sure he really loves that T-shirt so much, but I'm decided that both of them are going to win a T-shirt, both the dude with the bullet hole and the guy with the nice hair. Good. Let's begin. These are the nominees. And hopefully you're sitting in this room, because we're going to do it in precisely that order. So pay attention up here and see, hey, how about some coffee, Tobii? If that's you, then you get your ass up here right now. And if you're sneaky Elvis, then you need to be ready. Good. Hello. Hello. The scene is yours. Do you need a microphone?
Hello. Can we have like volume higher than normal? Because I think that our sound is a bit low. High. Yeah.
Well, just turn. We need adapter.
Well, Angel, you can see like that.
PGA. PGA.
Do you have the Tobii?
Yes. Say it now. Say it now if you want.
Okay. So I guess we will start. Hello, I'm Alex. That's a lot of people. This is Michelle. This is Chiro. So we made this game called How About Some Coffee, Tobii. We decided to make a game with the Tobii eye tracking thing, but then it didn't really work on Mac, so we didn't do that anymore. So we decided to dedicate the entire game to Tobii. Yeah, shall we start? So it's a game that you play with the PlayStation Move controller, and it's pretty much about something really easy, like a task, which is, you know, having breakfast. And that's pretty much what the game is about. So, yeah. So you're in the nice kitchen. It's a bit dark, so maybe we can, you know, put the lights a bit up. Ooh. Kitchen. Oh my god. This is actually Chiro's mom. So if you're wondering, don't call that number. Okay, the number is not really her mom's. So what do we do? You know, like, do we press the green or the red? Green, green. Okay, let's go for green. Can we maybe, yeah. What's happening? Oh my god, we are in space! I think Chiro needs to lower the spacesuit thing.
Okay, Tobii, we are ready to start the main mission. How about some coffee?
Okay, so we have a really important mission. We need to make some coffee in space. So we have this interface, you know, it's... What is the stove? Like... what shall we... Which one shall we use? X. What's X? Oh. That's the volume of the game. So, you know, I mean, we can try maybe with, like, I don't know. Circle. One of the other ones, Chiro, come on.
Right,
nice!
maybe you can make a toast now.
Okay, we can make a toast. You know, just showing cool features. I mean, gravity up and gravity down. And then we have triangle, which is the best, I think. You should totally show triangle.
Tobii, what the hell are you doing? Please keep your spaceship straight.
Okay, so you're turning the spaceship. That's not a good idea. So let's make a toast. There's the circle.
Tobii, what the hell are you doing now?
So basically we're playing a lot with this idea of having, like, you know, these prompts that, yeah, this was hiding the actual control for the toaster. That was like the power on of the entire spaceship. So
Breakfast is served.
the
Great
breakfast
job,
is
Tobii.
served.
Tobii, we have a problem. The spaceship is overheating. How about you try and get some fresh air in?
So we need some fresh air. I guess, I don't know, there's that fridge kind of there. Looks interesting. Yeah, you can try. It might be doing something wrong, but let's try not to do wrong stuff, Chiro.
Temperature is back to normal.
That
Great
was not a
job,
fridge,
Tobii.
by the way.
Reed Houston. After serving the world for over 30 years, the space shuttle turned its place in history and it's come to a final stop.
We copy your world stop, and we'll take this opportunity to congratulate you at Planet, as well as the thousands of passionate individuals across this great space-faring nation.
Thank you.
Roger, roll, Discovery.
Thank you.
Very well done. That was How About Some Coffee, Tobii. Woo! Next up is Sneaky Elvis. And after that, it's Press F to Win. Give it up for Sneaky Elvis.
Hello. We made a game called Sneaky Elvis in the amazing Jailhouse Escape. I'm going to explain just a few things before we really get started. First of all, I can't hear any sound. Okay. So I'm going to talk a little bit before we start because we really like the sound of this game. We made basically a puzzle platformer that has a rhythm control element to it. Once we get the game started, you'll see Elvis in a jail. He's trying to get out. He's trying to sneak, but Elvis loves music so much he can't help making music even when he's trying to sneak. Right? Very unsubtle, right? So let's go. So, whenever Elvis stands still, he really starts playing music. That's the dark feedback screen you see, feedback ring around him. Whenever he's sneaky, he can't help but hum. That's the white ring. So what you have to do is you have to balance these things out to make sure you don't get caught by the guards. If ever the guards if they come inside the ring, you're out, basically. You can get help from the other inmates. You're gonna dance, the guard's gonna go to them and say like, what are you doing? Why are you singing? To actually move when you start sneaking, there's an extra element. Otherwise, you just, you move with the WASD, but you have to keep the beat on the arrow keys. The better you keep the beat, the faster you move. So if you're really bad at rhythm, you're not going to move very fast. The guards can catch you. One more time. I just want to say that we made all of the music here. We have a fourth person in the group called Patrick Jarlstam, and he's amazing, and he made all the music. And Anders sings everything in this game. Okay.
You can't actually win the game. You can't complete it. It's online if you want to try it.
Nice. That was Sneaky Elvis. Next up is Press F to win. So get up here, guys. After that, we have Copenhagen 2030.
Boop, boop.
Säg. Nej.
Jag håller den så här.
Ja. Starta igång.
So, hello everyone. So we sat down and tried to figure out something to do with this theme, the obvious theme. And after some time, we came up with this design document.
Yeah, it's a really self-explanatory design document. You see all the included elements like Snail Lord and Jurassic Park. We didn't really know what to do with all these things except to make a game out of it. So that's basically what we did.
We had to kill some of the darlings. Jurassic Park only has one S and to fit in the box and whatever. But go, play the game. Yeah, the game is, as I mentioned, press F to win. And it's pretty self-explanatory. When you press the button F, you actually win the game. And this intro is amazing.
Yeah, and the sort of objective of the game is to not press F. To progress in the game, you have to do stuff to avoid winning the game, sort of. Cocaine. Yes.
Cocaine. Yeah, it's basically a part puzzle game where the fail state is actually winning the game. So press F to win, and you win the game. But you press F to open the door, and you win the game again. Ugh. Let's see. Well, what if you don't press F? Yeah. So you see, it's not about winning; it's about actually playing the game, which some of the today's games seem to kind of miss out on.
Yeah, and the sort of concept of the game was to make it easier the more you play. So the puzzles get really, really easy and harder to avoid completing. But due to time constraints, we couldn't really implement that. So we figured, hey, we're short on time. Let's implement more features like sword swinging and stuff that don't really matter. And like work for a whole day on that Amiga intro thing, because that's time well spent when developing cool games.
Yeah, it's important to have a sword, and if you have a sword, you should be able to swing it. But then again, like we all love RPGs, so adventure and RPG came into our little puzzle game after a while. So now it's about exploring and basically not winning the game, but...
And yeah, the game is sort of about not rushing ahead, not finishing the game, and you're sort of supposed to take your time and really... I'm just kidding. It's a really simple game.
Yeah. You see, it's actually it says Frank on the mountain, and that's a whole intricate puzzle thing that we have no time to explain, but lots of features.
The gist of the puzzle is that this Snail Lord is named Frank, but you can't spell his name because his name is an F, so his original name is spelled with PH, so Frank. And you were supposed to like type this in somehow in the game and sort of complete the game, but we didn't really have the time to implement it, so we sort of made it in a more direct way, as you'll see soon.
You can actually kill the snake, and then you win the game.
So yeah, it's a very epic tale of great proportions.
Clearly about friendship.
Well done! That was press F to win. I like his green hair. Yeah, now we have Copenhagen 2030, and after that it's look at my drawing.
There's quite a lot of stuff here, so you have to, or I'll have to.
So we need to stall time. Okay.
Oh, nuts. It's gotten all tangled up. Sorry, this will take.
This is not part of the game.
Yeah, this is not part of the game. Like, find the correct chord, the game. But is there somewhere where kind of... Yes. Hello everyone. My game is called Copenhagen 2030. I might need 3 volunteers. There's 1 volunteer. There's 1 volunteer, and then there's 3rd volunteer, because yeah. Since when I noticed the theme, I started thinking of the obvious, like the future. The future is obvious. There's global warming, and when thinking about the future, I realized that in 2030, Copenhagen will be like a barren wasteland. Radioactive waste will be everywhere. So it was obvious that the game would be about Wild West, because Copenhagen will be the new Wild West. Also, Copenhagen will be non-Euclidean. It's important for the plot of the game. So I guess we have all we need here. So let's plug these controllers in. Hopefully it will work. There we go. This has... Yeah, plug it here. Whoa, this is kind of scary. There we go. Okay, let's see if the game runs, or if the sound is okay, and if things work in general. The sound is pretty good, I think. So, the game is a four-player competitive game where 4 future sheriffs have a standoff. So, you 2 have not played before? Okay, so the idea is that the players can move around behind the crates. They can shoot at each other. They all have 1 dynamite to throw, and then that's it. You have to kill the other players. Every player has 2 health. So, Niilo Takalainen made the sound effect for this. I'm not sure where Niilo is, but thanks, Niilo. You helped the future. Okay, so you will be playing with these controls, and I will play with this. So, let's start. Start moving and check who you are. You can press the shoulder buttons to move around. And like for the gamepads, press shoulder buttons to move around. Then tap the stick to aim and press A to shoot. Yeah. And for us, press up and down to move around, and U and O to... Yeah, you're dead, but for future reference. We are playing for 5 score, so... I will have to put down my microphone for a moment, so can I play? So there we go. Yeah. Thank you very much. If I can get 4 controllers from somewhere, I'd kind of want to organize some kind of a tournament for this game, because I think it would fit that kind of gameplay pretty well. But yeah, so when you think about the future, remember Copenhagen 2030. Thank you.
Nice. Give it up for Copenhagen 2030. Are there prizes in your tournament?
Love and friendship.
Love and friendship. There you go. Who doesn't want to win that? Okie dokie. We have the next one up. It's Look at My Drawing. After, we have Transylvania Open, so be ready. Over to you guys. Yeah. Good luck.
Thank you. Okay, while we set up, those were some pretty crazy awesome games before us. But we made a game called Look at My Drawing, and we tried to work with the theme obvious by looking at the difference of perspective between a child and an adult. I think many of us have either children or have a niece or nephew who have shown us a drawing that we have become puzzled by, but it's pretty obvious for the child. So we made a puzzle platformer out from that. The title is pretty says it all, so I think let's just press space to play. Okay, so she has drawn her daddy as a rabbit. And you control him, and what you do is that you can turn and tilt the paper, and it's a seamless control with the mouse. So and what it does is that it's our key mechanic in that it will play with the parallax of the world, and you have to use this parallaxing thing to navigate. So here you can create a bridge by like tilting, and then it reveals like a raft of some sort. And then you tilt the paper upwards to make the clouds work almost like an elevator. It looks very simple, but it's quite challenging. And here she has drawn some unicorn mega sharks, and let's try to see if he can get past this area. So in normal platformers, oh darn. Let's try again. So it's this parallax feature, which is quite normal in 2D games to create perspective, but we thought it would be fun to implement it as a mechanic, puzzle mechanic. Okay, let's see. Careful. Alright, yes. And then we have to both tilt and turn. And we see the rainbow. It's the carrot, of course. Whoa, whoa, whoa. A little bit further. Come on. And yes, that's it. Thank you.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I really like that game. My astrological signage is actually unicorn mega shark, so I'm voting for this one. Yeah, next one up is Transylvania Open. And after you guys, we're having the Wuuuuuuuuuuu.
Here's up tonight. Okay. Hey guys, I'm Miha. With me is Robert and Conrad, and like every jam with really weird topic, we started thinking like obvious. So first thing, my favorite, horrors. Well, you know, always the obvious thing we think about when we think about monsters, like how cute the alien that pops out from the chest is, how it brutalizes its enemy, how the werewolf nicely, symmetrically tears each human apart. Like, it's wonderful, it's their work, but why don't we think about what they do in their pastime? Like, where do they like to drink their coffee? What comic books they like to read? And especially, what sports do they like to play in their free time? So, of course, we chose one of the favorites and classics, Dracula and Nosferatu playing tennis. Because that's obvious, right? Well, not really. The obvious thing is to hear that vampires don't know shit about choosing sports, so they choose a summer sport, which doesn't really go well with the system. So yeah, vampires in Romania having a typical tennis tournament. We already know we have an opinion from an actual Romanian person that this is how Romania looks like. This is how people live in Romania. You know, castles, pictures, everything. And of course, vampires don't really play for points, they play for dominance, they play for death. So, of course, the entire castle was very badly designed. Everywhere are windows, glasses. Whenever you shoot a ball, it goes through the wall and sunshine goes in. It kills everything. So yeah, and of course, we wanted to use twilight, but then sunshine would only make it sparkle, so the balancing would be a bit off. But yeah, full dynamic, they can change into bats, they can explode, they scream, it's wonderful. This is like a thing that happens in Romania every month. And we even got like really good praise for this game. Someone said they would really like to torrent this game. So what better review can you get? Okay, ignore it. This
Wow, well done, guys. I definitely need to go to Romania. Yeah, next up is the Wuuuuuuuuuu. And after that, it's Captain Obvious. Now, knock 'em dead.
Hey. Okay, so we made a vocal multiplayer game. We need everybody in this room to play with us. So you all get to play this game. Woo! Yeah. Okay.
So wait, let's see what's that. That's cool. That's cool, right?
That was fun. Give it up for Woo! Woo! Next one is Captain. Yeah, it's obvious. Captain Obvious. Come up here. And after that, we got Stuperia.
Hello? Hi. So, as you guys can see, the future is becoming a very complicated thing. And in the future, we need somebody to tell us what is obvious. I mean, how much time did we spend with something that should be very simple, right? To us, the most simple thing in the world would be to do a Captain Obvious game. So we didn't want to do the most obvious thing. So we made a remake of a game that would probably be made today. So this is an 80s remake of Captain Obvious by famous director Jack Carpenter. And you guys will see the dystopic future that we're becoming. This is our hero, Captain Obvious. He answers to all of the movements that you do in the controller. So here Captain Obvious will see a very simple challenge. He needs to cross the street with the lady. So we just pick up the old lady and leave her on the other side of the road, because that's the most obvious thing, right? So now, can you hear that something is on fire? Let's call the firefighters. Oops. Yeah, very simple. The house is on fire, so let's try to put out the fire. So now he is putting off the fire, or just wetting the old lady. Well, the old lady just dropped, but her house is still on fire. Can we solve the problem? I think he's trying to punch the old lady, but due to not being skilled enough, he can't. So yeah, a true hero, putting up fires and stuff. Oh yeah. So this was Jack Carpenter's Captain Obvious.
Nice. Where can we get the soundtrack for the movie? Okay. So, there's only 3 left. Next one is Stuperia. Come up here, guys. And after that, we have Side.
All right. Skal bare gå i gang. Skal bare gå i gang. Yeah. All right. Well, we're working that out. I'll start. I'm Ida, and these are my teammates: Benjamin, Christian, Esben, and Nikolai. Sorry. We've made a planetary tower defense game. You play as the evil dictator, trying to prevent your minions from escaping the planet. Which, of course, they will. They try to escape using jetpacks, and you basically have to kill them. And the more you kill, the more money or fear you gain, and the more weapons you can buy. And we have 4 phases and 4 different weapons, and they're pretty self-explanatory, so I think I'll just let Benjamin play the game, and then we can comment later.
Stupid minions, you cannot escape.
The first weapon is a mine, and the second one is a missile launcher. the third one is a volcano. It sets them afire.
Hello.
Once you've killed enough, you progress to phase 4. And you can see here on the right side on the screen, there's a fear meter. There you can keep track of how much fear you have. And the fourth weapon is a space laser. It's basically a death ray that fries half the planet. Yeah, the cute and cuddly creatures of Stuperia no longer fear you. You lose, obviously.
But since I have cheat codes, I can just keep playing.
Well done. Give it up for Stuperia. Next one up is Side. And after that, we have the last one, which is CheatStreet. Okay.
No sound. There's something wrong with the... Yeah, I mean the screen is not working either.
Oh yeah. Try to reduce the...
Oh yeah, here it is. Try to... Yeah, it worked for a second there. There's something wrong with the cable.
Try to reduce the resolution.
No, it's okay. Yeah, it works. Just shake the sound. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Alright, game's here. Yep. Go. Okay, so guys, what do you think I should do? Type it. Yeah, alright. What's the obvious? No, press F. No F. No, no enter. Nope. No, guys, it's obvious. You're just not listening enough. No, guys, no. It's not obviously obvious. I mean, yeah, it's noise, guys. There was noise in the background. Are you? What are you? You're not seeing the obvious. Yeah, alright. Beat, try beat. Nope, guys, not beat. Drum, no drum. Alright, try bass. Try rhythm.
What do you see?
What do you see, guys? Come on. Alright, circle. Whoa, that wasn't obvious at all. I mean,
Yeah? Alright. Okay, stop. Square, yeah, square. Over diamond. Alright, that was it. Thanks, guys. No, that was it. It was obvious what it was. Yeah. Right? Very clever. Give it up for Sight. Last but not least, CheatStreet. So come up here, guys. I'm just testing out the sound level. Woo! Look at all the code. Yeah, best team. No, go back to the first part. Coming this Game Jam. Invite the chance to live the life you always wanted. Be a prostitute. Choose from 6 different avatars. Visit 12 different customers. Feel the thrill of taking the bus downtown. Experience the marvel of rolling dice. It's time to play a board game. So, CheatStreet is a board game. It's about being a prostitute. And it's about, you get assigned a customer who wishes to acquire some services from you. And on your way to reaching your customers, the other players will try to call you out on which customer you're heading towards. And they score points that way. If you reach your customer, you score some points. If they guess what customer you're heading towards, they score more. So you move around on a varied board with lots of different ways to reach the various destinations you're heading towards. And it's about figuring out your opponents before they figure out you. And we got a lighthearted theme. We got a lot of stock characters and so on, and we got a wide variety of archetypes and so on. We got the drag queen, we got the old drama who wants some action in the house, we got the teenage nerd and so on, and we tried to make it a humoristic way to look at the setting of being a prostitute. Scoring is worth less than calling out your opponent because we wanted it to be about that. We wanted it to be about mind reading, about fake outs, and about memorization and remembering the board state and so on. And we think that the game grows as you play it more. The more you play it with the same people, the more you get to know them, the way they play, and as such, the board game evolves with that. So it gets better with time as you play it, and the theme is fun, maybe not child-friendly, but I mean, they gotta know how to do it too, you know? So it's a board game for the people who want to figure their opponents out, to fake out, do some feints, or just, you know, earn your living turning tricks on a corner. Well done, that was CheatStreet. And that actually means that we are through all the games, and now we just need to vote. I will tell you how this voting process is going to happen. In a moment, all the people, not in here, not you guys, but the guys in the auditorium needs to get up of their asses and walk down out to the kitchen. I'm pointing this way. Yeah, that way. And then you get a Lego brick and you put that brick on the game you like. So auditorium, get up on your asses, get out there to vote. Meanwhile, while we vote, Magic Mike will come here and tell his wonderful stories, show pictures from his vacation, entertain you guys in whatever way he likes. And when you hear the horn, listen up guys, when you hear the horn, I want this half of the room to get up from their asses, go out there and vote. When the horn is sound for the second time, the rest of you guys with the good seat can get up and vote. Did you get that?